Hi everyone, my name is Bailey, and today we are going to be going over a course designed around sociological theories of social movements. The purpose of this assignment is to analyze social changes that have occurred historically from the perspective of sociological theories. So, when we think of this, we are going to think of our world around us here in the US and what else is going on around the world that is similar. A social change that has included some sociological theories and that has been quite recent, it has been really awesome and great to help us as students connect with what we're learning in sociology and what we're learning with real world changes, is the legalization of same-sex marriage. In the US, this took place in 2015 when it became legal, and when looking at the bigger picture in the world, similar to the US, just a few years later in Taiwan, it became the first country in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage. So looking at this, we can see that these two events are great examples because they happened fairly recent, and they reflect how different cultures and society respond to social change. The US had social change more so, I would say, by using an example of conflict theory, which focuses on the power struggles between groups. In this case, those two groups would be the LGBTQ community and the traditional institutions. In contrast, in Taiwan, the approach might be better understood through structural functionalism, which looks at how changes happened to maintain social order, but also still can tie both these theories into having some similarities. Sociological theories help us explain not just what changed, but why it changed the way it did. So when we analyze the major contributing factors to social change in each country, we're also going to explain the different social institutions that help contribute to the social movements that we selected, which would be the same-sex marriage, and how it's interconnected to the current social world. So both countries made these changes to respond to the growing demands of equal rights and human rights. Equality was the goal across the board, and these results were significantly greater legal protections and increased visibility for the LGBTQ people, because they didn't have those legal safeguards in place prior to. So this was a huge step for them and their community and their families. A big part that came into play with this group of people and with this whole movement was the government, the media, the legal systems. It all made those changes happen and are still connected to ongoing discussions about rights and identity today. And that's across the board for both Taiwan and the US, giving our LGBTQ people a voice, a safe place, and the right to feel equal not only gave them a sense of purpose, but allowed us in the communities to relate to them and relate to their homes, their families, and see a bigger picture about what is going on in sociology, what affects them, how this affects them, what this looks like for their families if there's separations, what this looks like for their families as far as having children and bringing children into families. It opened the door for so many greater social issues that it was really just a starting point in history for a group of people who now have Pride Month, have all these celebrations and all of these great things in place that they didn't have before. So it's really interesting to see how this group of people have changed over time with our sociology theories, as well as how the change continues to grow and how we can continue to build onto that change to make everybody feel equal and give everybody equal human rights. These are obviously struggling issues in different countries around the world, and Hopefully one day we will see change in them as well. But I think this is a wonderful example of something we can analyze, something we can study, and something we can see huge historical markers for over time. Thank you.